Oh, that quality. Okay, so hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to create this photo right here. So if you are interested in seeing the progress of that and all the behind the scenes, then just stick around and enjoy. Dang, so you guys are seeing me in a much better quality. Jeez. So today I am actually filming on my older camera that I used to shoot on, which is the Panasonic Lumix G85. That was the camera that I had used to shoot with before I migrated over to Sony. I'm not used to seeing myself in this many megapixels. Like, I feel a little bit exposed. Yeah, okay, so we can just get started. Okay, so I'm kind of filming from this angle because I thought I would, just mix it up a bit. So today's photo idea is going to be pretty straightforward. It's a pretty simple concept. What I am hoping to do is center myself in the middle of the frame, and pretty much the top of my head, or the top half of my head, will be a potted plant. And I will be holding a watering can in my hands, and then there'll be a second watering can floating in the air that is watering the plants that's on my head. I don't actually own a watering can, so depending on how realistic I can edit it in, I might just use a glass cup instead. But yeah, that's the concept. So, good news. My family does have a watering can, but it's as big as me, so I will figure this out. Now that I kind of took the base photos of my photo, which is just me holding onto the watering can, now I'm going to take photos of just the watering can. So this would be the one that would be floating above my head. Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be like the base photo. And then I took photos of just the watering can and various angles, so that way I can choose later on in the editing process which one I would like to use. Now I need to get the plants. So lately, like this past week, it was very hard for me to get in front of a camera and just shoot because I just didn't like how I looked. I feel like each person at some point in their life has experienced like the period of the forgotten years, where like, let's say from the year like 2010 to 2013, someone has 0 photos of themselves. And so for me, I mean, that was like middle school. I don't remember how I looked when I was in 7th grade, but I remember that I did not like how I looked. like you're never going to really regret having some of these photos of yourself, because it's not just about like documenting how you look, it's about documenting how you felt during that period of your life. And sometimes I feel like I'm repeating that thing again, because the other day I was just going through my phone gallery and just seeing very, very few photos of myself. And I know like taking photos of yourself seems like a vain concept, but it just, sometimes I wish there was more. It's just weird to say because I take all these surreal self-portraits, but I just kind of hate being in front of a camera. Like, I only like being in front of the camera if I'm in control of the shutter, I can control my angles, and nobody is behind the camera. Like, I'm by myself, and that's fine because I get to see what I don't like and only take photos that I do like. It's like I'm just not used to someone taking photos of me, even though I want people to take photos of me, and it's just such a weird feeling because even with just an iPhone, I just kind of gave up on asking friends to take photos of me because I would rather not have a photo taken than have it be taken, shown to me, and then I just go like, I look terrible or something like that. Like, I'd rather just skip that and just take photos of them, the food we're eating or whatever, to document that time in my life, you know? I feel like there's a good distinction between how you look inside a camera and how you look in front of the mirror. And it's like, the mirror is fine. Sometimes she and I are good, but sometimes in front of a camera, I'm just like, I don't like how I look. Other than the surreal photos, I don't really have much I can work with to look back on myself and see how my appearance has changed over time, as well as remembering what I was going through or what I have done during that period when I took a certain photo. Something that I hope for myself in the future is to just let go a bit more and not be afraid to have someone take the photo of me instead of hiding behind my own camera and just taking it myself. Because even when I'm taking it for myself, I feel like I still stop myself. Just like this past week when I had so many photos plans, but I just didn't take any of them because I just didn't like how I looked. I don't know where I'm going with this, but these are my thoughts. so I want to probably give you guys some pointers on how to create artificial water. It's something that I experimented with in this photo and I find it to be pretty successful. So let me show you guys. Okay, so this part of the photo here is comprised of 2 different layers and I use 3 different type of brushes essentially. So the first layer is just I'll just call it like the waterfall part of it, and then the second layer is just the splashy particles. So together it would appear like this. So the particles I find create that little extra detail that makes it seem like the water that is pouring out of the watering can is kind of like splashing out off of the leaves. I feel like it just adds a little something to make it a bit more realistic and kind of fill up the space within here too. What I usually do to create artificial water is to hop onto Google and just type in, for example, water pouring PNG. Then I would just click and drag that image into Photoshop. But what happens in this case is, see, something ugly like that. It's not realistic at all. And it just didn't really work out. So sometimes I like to mess around with the layer type and see if I could change it to look a bit more realistic, but in this case it was quite futile, so I'm just gonna delete that. What I ended up deciding to do is to paint the water onto the image. I did it in 3 different steps. So the first step is to create a new layer, then get a white round brush and create 1 white streak, or the shape that would apply best to your image. So the second step is I changed my brush into a smudge tool, and what I did was I kind of just stroke it on the sides and just play around with it until it looked right to me. Let's say in the end you get some sort of results like this. The third step that I do is I go back to a regular brush. You just work it through and change the opacity of the splashes until it just fits properly for your image. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Obviously, this here is an A+ with extra credit, and this is like a C-. Hopefully that's useful to somebody. Alright, so I finished the image. Yeah, that's that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope it was entertaining. I hope I wasn't rambling on too much in this video. And I hope that you guys stick around until the next one. I might do some sort of like a productivity vlog, I'm guessing, because I have a lot of things to edit that aren't surreal photo related. And I thought it'd be pretty cool to just have a chill vlog where, you know, you can sit down and you do something too, and I just do something, and... Alright, bye. See ya.